Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Vorian from the Pattern Journal, and we are back in Unboxingville as we continue to open up various action figures. And the theme for today is G.I. Joe once again. It just happens, that I have so many G.I. Joe figures stocked up over the last couple of years that I'm just like slowly going through them, opening each one up. Last time we opened up a real doozy. It was Beachhead in the retro cardback version. And the figure that we're going to open up today is also a retro cardback version. And this is a character that I sort of have a mixed history with. When I say mixed history, it's that this is one of the figures I really wanted to have as a kid, but I just never did, for any number of reasons, which ultimately don't really matter anymore. And also, he's one of my favorite characters from the original Marvel comics that were written by Larry Hama. One of the main reasons for that being, that he's one of Snake Eyes' oldest friends. They used to be in the same unit together in the army, in the special forces, and he is a character that is like, he's kind of like the North Star. He's always going to do the right thing, whereas, some of the other good characters, they may stray from the path, they may do some bad stuff, but he is always going to be, he's like rock solid for any of the other characters. And this is a character I've been meaning to open up for a while. I've had him for like almost a year now. But by the by, I'm not even gonna drag out the unboxing for you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you that we are opening up for today, Mr. Sergeant Stalker retro cardback version. Ta-da! As you can see from the back, he is in some really good company, being part of the same wave with Cobra Commander and Cobra Trooper Officer, whatever he's called. This is, like I said, one of the coolest characters from the comics, from the original run. I'm sure he's had a few different versions over the years. This is the version that I got for myself. I believe there's a second version in one of the older styles. Excuse me. There's a version of him in the older style where the front of the pack is open, or it's it's in plastic, clear plastic, so you can see what the figure is inside. And he's wearing I believe some sort of like a poncho or whatever, which suggests he's more of that version is more of a sneaky operative kind of thing. Whereas this one, this is a standard version, it's a classic version, and I really like this guy. So we're just gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up. And we'll be back right off this jump. Cheers. Alright guys, we are back with the unboxed figure. And as you can see here, he looks pretty freaking badass, dual wielding those huge guns all together. Especially like this one, which is just like a monster of a gun, right? This guy, like the overall look is pretty freaking badass. They say he's a ranger. So, they give him the tactical pistol with the silencer. He's got a knife. And unlike a lot of, other different G.I. Joe figures, he doesn't have a standard backpack, but he does have this like a kind of a carry bag for his gun, which is this smaller one right here. The bigger one doesn't go in there for some reason. When I saw it out first, I was like, oh, that's definitely got to be for the bigger weapon. But actually, it's not. It's for the smaller one. Which is, it's a little bit hilarious. But overall, I think I quite like this guy. The sculpt overall is pretty freaking nice. There's no any obvious hang-ups with him. Like, the Snake Eyes that I opened up a while back, his harness, it is really loose, so it's moving all the time. And the hole they made in the back of the harness for the backpack peg to go in, that is a little lower than it should be. So that's another extra reason for the harness to be riding up all the time. Whereas on him, it doesn't matter. It fits really well. The only issue I have is that the peg is actually quite soft. It doesn't it's not sturdy, I think. So getting that inside the indentation into his back, was a slight bit of a challenge because I wasn't expecting to be that soft. But as you can see here, he looks so good, right? Like generally, you would expect, for those who are familiar, a character like maybe Heavy Duty or Roadblock to be dual wielding guns like that, but they give him the option right here to do that. His articulation is a little stiff in the arms and the legs, which I'm guessing it's a standard for the more modern figures now. It is a little bit annoying, but I mean, if it's gonna be standard, then I don't have as much of an issue with that as I would otherwise. Anyways, I forgot to do this earlier, so we're just gonna go over his file card real quick. It's right there. So this is Sergeant Stalker Lonzo R. Wilkinson. He was a ranger, primary specialty infantry, secondary specialty medic and interpreter. Which if you know anything about this guy's character from the comics or the cartoons or whatever, it kind of fits him. Birthplace is Detroit, Michigan. A black character being from Detroit. Oh, come on. Generals may win campaigns, but it's the sergeants who win the battles, mostly by yelling and kicking butt, which is true. It's standard for so many characters across the board in numerous TV shows and movies, etc. Functions well under high stress situations, intelligent, perceptive, moves like some sort of jungle cat, silent, fast, strong. So like that totally fits him here, right? In the comics, in the original comics at least, like I said, he was in the same unit as Snake Eyes, as Tommy Rashikage, aka Storm Shadow, and a bunch of other guys, and they were all part of the same squad during the Vietnam War. These guys were deployed in Vietnam, so he moves like some sort of a jungle cat. It really fits Lonzo right here, and his name is even Stalker, right? So it's all there in the name, as they say. Really cool figure. If there's anything missing from this guy, it's that he should have had options for some more hands in this kit, because I think he's a character that could really benefit from all of that. He's also someone who could use grenades, like Beachhead had, and he should have had maybe another pistol, maybe a smaller one or something, and he's got the whole tactical vibe going on. So I'm not gonna say much about him. Really, really, really cool figure. Like I said, he's one I really wanted to have as a kid, especially later on in life. When I started reading the comics, I was like, oh man, I would really love to get this. But of course, by the time it was the 2000s, the mid 2000s even, the 3.75 inch was pretty much history by then. They're really tough to get a hold of, and I never really had the idea in my mind that I could turn to something like eBay for it. Whereas if you go on eBay today, you can find tons and tons of these vintage toys. But back then, even like 20 years ago, that really wasn't a thing. So anyways, guys, that's it for my review of Sergeant Stalker, aka Lonzo Wilkinson, one of the best characters in G.I. Joe ever. A real badass, a really cool leader character even, and he's someone who really benefits from having a strong cast around him. So that's it, guys. That's the review. Hopefully you guys like this. If you have this figure, please do let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is it something you want to get in the future? What have you? Any cool memories you have? Please share them in the comments. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The usual stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Bye, guys. Peace out.